Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. And thank you, Archangel Raphael. He's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. So I feel like Archangel Raphael is coming through because as I was shuffling and meditating and getting ready for the reading, this card came out, Heart on a Sleeve. I feel like there's someone, it could be you, this could be your message, okay? But there's someone here who feels unlucky in love. Like, as if love is not for them. They've tried, they've searched, they've worked diligently within a connection, and there's this question now of what does it take to have a good love, a safe, secure love, a healthy, divine love. And I'm so glad that this popped out because earlier today I was around water, 1:44 on the timer. I was washing dishes, and a lot of times messages come through when I'm around water. And Spirit was saying that love is not something that just either magically exists or never exists between two people. It's something that must be cultivated between two people. And the question is not so much, can we love each other in a union? The question is more so, are we dedicated to cultivating, growing, and protecting a love with one another? Are we willing to do the work that it takes for ourselves as individuals and for our union as a couple? Are we willing to do the necessary learning and growing in order to protect what we have? That, I think, sort of demystifies what love really requires, you know? So somebody needed that. Somebody needed to know that. If you have not experienced the love that you know you deserve, it's not that you're cursed. It's not. There could be forces that have worked against you, but you're not cursed. Your ability to love is not cursed. But what's really needed for the recipe to work is to have two beings that are willing to do the work that it takes, because we all have things that could hold us back in a relationship, or we all have things about us that if we allow them, they could separate us from experiencing the love that we truly deserve. But are we willing to move beyond that? And are we with someone who's willing to move beyond those things? Okay? We'll see what comes out in the reading. But yeah, with Heart on the Sleeve, I already know that you're someone who has been diligent in showing love. But perhaps you don't feel at this time that you have received the love that you deserve in return. Okay? So, oh my, they're saying to start with this deck. Okay, Spirit, what we getting into? Thank you, Divine. What's coming through for this beautiful being? says bad news. This is card 46. A rapid escalation of events causes panic and urgency. So you may feel as though something either is about to erupt, or this could be past energy where something just erupted and it feels like something has come to a halt. Okay? There could be a truth that has been revealed. Now, what I'm hearing from Spirit is you don't need to look like this because you're protected. 555, something could be changing. There could be a change that's coming or that you feel is necessary. A change to your routine. You may have been having dreams that have been cluing you into something. It's like your intuition has not given up on you. It never will. And so you've been doing your best to sleep and keep a routine with your sleep. But this could have been a little difficult because perhaps you're having some dreams that have been very telling. Messages that you've been receiving. There's someone who has been believing a false promise. I don't think that this is you. I think that you've been clued in for a while, long enough to have your sensors kind of sensitive, you know. It's like you're tuned in and you may have been a bit vigilant lately, looking for signs, tuning into Spirit. But there is someone here who has fallen into a trap. This could be someone that you know. This could be someone that you warned about a trap. You warned them. They fell in anyway. You know, with the octopus, this came out in reverse, but the octopus is a spirit animal, can be telling of an energy that is very dependent on others, seeking energy from others. So this is codependency, needing validation from other people, caring a whole lot about what somebody else has to say about them, caring too much about a person's opinion of them. I'm getting that this is a person who likes to act like they don't care about what people think about them, but really, they're like a very wounded being that can't wait to hear what somebody thinks of them, and it causes a lot of anxiety, but they don't want people to see this anxiety. 9/11 on the timer. This person is, we'll say this, their sense of security within themselves is in like need of transformation because they are so desperate to receive approval from other people. Okay, now let's see what the card says. It's card 5. We already saw 555 for change. Change is coming. I'm getting that Divine is inviting this being to experience change, transformation. Okay, a shift. It says I doubted our ability to adapt and grow together, causing unnecessary pain. But now I see that our bond is more flexible and resilient than I imagined. So this is someone who fell into a trap because they doubted the security of their bond with you. They doubted the potential of their bond with you. But now things have come into perfect focus. You know, like when you're getting your eyes examined, it's like, I can't see nothing. And then all of a sudden it looks real crystal clear. That's what this person is feeling like. They were seeing everything blurry. And you know, it's crazy because if you don't have perfect vision, when you don't have your glasses or contacts on, it's like you see things that are blurry and they look completely different. It's actually really good for meditation, because when you're seeing things blurry, it almost looks like you're seeing something completely different, but it's like a way that spirit can speak to you through visions or through visuals, okay? But this person has been falling into traps, thinking that they were seeing beings one way, but the beings were completely different. They were seeing hearts and stars, but really what was there was thorns. There were thorns all around them, and whatever beings they were trying to seek validation from and approval from and acceptance from. I'm sorry I seem distant, but I need this time to complete my evaluation. This says of our relationship, but I'm getting that they need to evaluate what they've done. Because this person has, excuse my French, fucked up. Okay? And they know this. And the reason why they fucked up is because they know they had the promise of something that was truly divine. And there's something that they've done, I'm getting, for a very long time. And it was cyclical. They would go through these cycles. Okay, so what I'm getting is this, like, you know, with the attachment styles, right? This person is starting to realize that the choices that they make, the cycles that they go through of avoidance, of anxiety, of, it's like push-pull, push-pull. They want to draw close to you because they know the abundance that you are. They know that you are abundant. Your love is abundant. And they recognize the blessing that you are. Their soul sees your soul. Their connection to spirit is that 20/20 vision. That's the only clarity that they have right now, okay? Is their connection to spirit, because they do have one. I'm getting Aquarius energy here. We're in Aquarius season, okay? So this could be happening very strong here. And I'm just seeing that in my mind's eye. This person feels very comfortable operating from a place of logic. They like to analyze things. They like to have facts. Hard, cold facts. But Divine is opening up opportunities for them to trust intuition more, to get to know their intuition. This person does not know their own intuition. And so it's very possible that when they have not valued your intuition, 1444 on the timer, your intuition is protection. Your intuition is divine intervention. Because these traps right here, it's coming through that you had warned them about some of these traps that this person has fallen into. Your intuition provided the grace that their mind needed, because their mind was leading them into trouble. They thought they knew everything because they had the facts, right? They thought they were seeing facts, but their vision was blurred. They weren't seeing reality. They were seeing illusions. And so they trusted people that they should not have trusted. This could be family members. This could be love interests, lust interests. I'm hearing Spirit say, get that right, Trini. It won't no love interest on this one, okay? The only love interest they had was you. I'm noticing that was came out. So for some of you, you may have moved on. And whatever you have to do in order to protect your heart, because that was the first thing that came out, heart on a sleeve. If you're in protection mode at this point in time, I don't blame you. I understand. But this person is realizing that their vision has been blurred by arrogance. And they have manifested a tower in their world. We just had 1616 on the timer. 16 being the tower card in tarot. There's been a crumbling of something that they once had so much trust in. They completely trusted their own arrogant assumptions of other people. And whoever this was that you warned them about, they realize now that you were right and they were wrong. Divine, what is it that this person has gotten themselves into? What is this tower that has come about? What is it that they're regretting? Because I see that they are definitely regretting some things. Unsent text and wedding day. There's something that they would love to tell you. If this is a person that you were either in a long-term committed relationship with, or perhaps you've been married, there's something that they've wanted to tell you. From me to we. Everything feels so much more defined now. This person wants to tell you that they value what they didn't see before. Okay. What is it that this person regrets? What is it, what mess, what tower is it that this person has manifested by not valuing the beautiful gift that they had, the divine being that they had access to? Doing the work. Growth is happening behind the scenes. Healing patterns. Owning truth and unlearning survival mode. This person has been in survival mode. I'm getting that this is due to unhealed wounds. This could be a very avoidant being, but they're also anxious. So this is what I'm gathering. This push-pull where they would come on very, very strong, declare their love, declare that they want to be with you, shower you with love, and then you align with that, and then they pull back and they do something to sabotage, switch up the vibe when it was a beautiful vibe. Okay, tell us more, Spirit. Status symbol. So this person was very motivated by status. Someone's chasing symbols instead of substance and wondering why it still feels empty. What it was that they were looking for in those illusions, okay? What is it they say? Gucci, Fendi, Prada. What is it? Louis? I don't know. all the high status stuff. Okay, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Louis. I think that's what it is. Yeah, they realized that that was all a mess. And there's something that they had their eyes on. It could be one of those lust-driven attachments. Okay, there's something that they had their eyes on that was completely driven by a fear of not having enough, a fear of not being enough. See, whoever it was that this person went after or had their eyes on, they felt that this person would elevate their own status. So that says that this person is afraid of not being enough. Because when you know that you're enough, you select a lover, a person that you commit to and love based on how you fit together, based on the work that you're both willing to do in order to grow your love, to cultivate and protect the love between you. But they didn't have their eyes on that. They had their eyes on Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Louis. I don't think I'm saying it right, but you get it. So they were driven by the wrong thing, but at the end of the day, it always came back to their own insecurities. They were afraid of not being enough. So they wanted a partner who would fill in that status that they felt that they were missing in their life. If they're a real boss, they provide the status for themselves that they need. And then select a lover based on the connection between them, the union between them. What else, Spirit? Backstab. This person got backstabbed. The very person that they were going after this status for backstabbed them. Made them feel unwanted. And see, that hit really hard because with the octopus card, we already saw that this person is desperate for other people's approval. Now, you know what that tells me is that at some point in their life, there is a caregiver, a mother or a father, who did not give them the security, the sense of nurturing and protection that they needed. And so they constantly, 2222, they're looking for that connection. They're looking for that connection. They're constantly chasing that in other beings. But see, they found that in you. They found the real thing in you. But when they start feeling that real thing, it gets scary because I've got it, but what if I lose it? Right? This is how people who have that push-pull, avoidant, anxious vibe, that's how they operate. Once they manifest exactly what it is that they want in the nurturing department, okay? They have someone who's warm and loving and who feels secure. But then once they get that, they push it away. They do something to sabotage it. And more than likely, if this person does have narcissistic tendencies, it doesn't feel like this is a full-blown narcissist. Could be, it depends on your situation, but what is coming through in this reading is that this person could rely on some narcissism as well. But it's more so like, you know, they'll do a little gaslighting here, they'll do a little blame shifting there, right? Not trying to completely ruin your life, but just in the fact that they're not willing to take accountability and look at themselves, or they haven't been. I'm getting that they're doing this now. But there is a vibe of narcissism coming through. This could also be something that they have learned from a parent, a caregiver. Okay, if they have a parent who blames other people for things, if they have a parent who does not take accountability for things that they are responsible for, they have learned this behavior. But see, that's the thing, is we can talk all day about how we got the wounds as children. And we all have some wounds. But once we're grown, if we're not willing to look in the mirror and start addressing some of these things and taking ownership and learning how we can evolve, then it doesn't matter what mama did or what daddy did or what big sister did or big brother did or uncle did. It doesn't matter what any of them did, because we can't live our life blaming the people who wounded us. And I know sometimes it's tempting because some of the things that they did were egregious, right? But if we ever want to improve our life, if we ever want a chance at true, divine, blessed love, then we have to take ownership of what we need to in order to grow, okay? What else, Spirit? Oh, okay. So somebody's been canceled. One of these illusionists, okay? A person who was presenting themselves as a lover, but really was all about lust or broken promises. This person who's connected to you, they've canceled them. And all of a sudden they're feeling like this person who had their heart on the sleeve. In fact, that could be who this was all along. Maybe you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve anymore, or maybe you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve right now at this time, but this person certainly was with someone else. Okay? And after feeling betrayed, or what I'm getting is that it's like, it really is like they have 20/20 vision now of who this person is. They've canceled them. They have detected lies about them. They realize now that there is something very fishy about this person. And fishy, I'm getting like odor, like there could be something going on down there. This person could be very promiscuous. This person could just not be who they hoped they were. And this person sees the connection between their lack of financial flow when they were giving energy to this person, or when they were putting hope into having something with this person. They realized that this person was blocking their abundance, because now they're experiencing more abundance in their world. They're able to manifest more prosperity because they have canceled this person. So they've cut them off. If this is your reading, this person has cut them off. Go to the owls, they said. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What else is coming through with these energies, Divine? What clarity is needed here? Okay. So this person has a desire to dedicate themselves. They want to learn a different way of doing things. I do want to look at their shadows. And I'm going to keep going through what just came through in that spread, but I really do want to know what this person, like, what shadows have held them back? What shadows are they willing to work on now? What are they doing now to change and grow? What are the shadows that they're confronting at this time, Spirit? Gaslighting. Savior complex. This person has wanted to save other people in order to feel good about themselves. Yeah, see that heart on your sleeve keeps coming out? Yeah. And this is how they've realized that they've been making themselves way too vulnerable to other people. They wanted to fix the problems of others because they want to feel in control. It's like they want to be Superman. They want to be some sort of, what is that song, Enrique Iglesias? I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I don't even like that song. I'm so sorry. But that's what's coming to mind, is like, whether this person got physical or not with another person, it's like, that's their mentality. Like, I can help you. I can fix a problem. I can solve something. You know, it's like the person who always goes to somebody's rescue when they need something fixed. And then other people learn very quickly that they can play on that. Like, you know, it could be another person that texts them and says, oh my goodness, my faucet is leaking. What am I going to do? And they're like, I'll be right over. Don't worry. Like, that's not even an emergency. It's a leaky faucet. It's going to be okay. You know? Or what are you going to do? You're going to call a plumber. Okay? Stop calling people who are not available. But if both people are willing to play this game, that's how the game gets played. It's like, what this person is realizing is, if they're going to be in a committed relationship, they cannot send those signals to other people that I am available to come save you. Okay? So this is what they're realizing they need to resolve. Trying to be somebody's hero. And what I'm getting is like, because as soon as I said, I can kiss away the pain, I realized it's like, for this person, it might not even have gone to a physical place. And for some of you, this could be family members. Like, it might not be other lust interests, because that did come through. But, you know, there can be lust in families as well. I know that's very dark, but okay, so there's sometimes some of that. But also, lust does not just have to be sexual. It doesn't just have to be physical. Lust can be, give me your time. Give me your energy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just have to be about sensual passion. So I feel like this person is just playing games with energy. And they've been allowing people to play games with them. Yeah. The other one was gaslighting. So they know that they need to resolve that. Also, gaslighting. They gaslight others to deflect the responsibility for a mistake that they made. Using psychological manipulation to create self-doubt and confusion in people's minds. They see this about themselves now. They know that they do that. And they realize that this is what they need to resolve. Okay, and at the bottom we have, pessimistic and projection. So this person has had fears about being in love. Being in love makes them so scared. And they might act confident. They might act like, you know, this person might not look or project the image of fear. They project an image of confidence, right? But it's false confidence. So they believe evil outweighs the good and bad things are more likely to happen no matter what people do. But this is what I'm getting. This person comes across very optimistic, but deep inside there's fear. So even though they're saying, oh no, I'm not afraid of being hurt, I'm not afraid of wearing my heart on my sleeve, they are scared as hell. And they are seeing that because they're repeating things cyclically. Okay, they're repeating toxic cycles that they can no longer deny. And I feel like one of the things that's helped them to see that they're in these toxic cycles is that there's something that you stopped, like you removed yourself from the situation so that they're not able to gaslight you anymore. They're not able to project their inner fears onto you anymore. Yeah, projection. They project their own mental state and traits onto others. Traits that they do not possess in order to feel good about themselves. Projection and pessimism. But like I said, this person could be like, they could come across to people very bubbly and positive or very confident. They don't have to be bubbly, but I'm getting that they like to project an image of aligning with the lighter side of life, but really inside there's a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity, and a lot of fear of rejection, because I'm getting that this person was rejected by a parent, like constantly. Okay? Rejected. And so when they start coming close to a lover that truly loves them, they're so afraid of losing that, because that little boy or little girl who experienced rejection or neglect or abandonment, or maybe all three, from a parent or both parents, they're so afraid of feeling that again. Feeling that loss, okay? So, thank you, Spirit, for that clarity. So this person wants a new beginning with the Ace of Wands, okay? They want a new beginning that allows them to create a life of love with someone, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Lovers here, okay? And with the Eight of Pentacles, they want to build, they want to be dedicated. Like, this is their desire, okay? This is what they want. With the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Cups, they want to actively build. I said Divine Masculine. Okay. Now this person could be masculine, feminine, male, female, non-binary. Okay? But they're telling me to pull from the Divine Masculine deck. Okay, so they're saying look for the signs. Look right. They're saying if this person is really bad about it, then you will see the signs. Things will add up. You know what I just heard? I'm getting that you're the more intuitive being. They're more like aligned with logic, but it's time for y'all to kind of swap now. Like, you're balanced anyway, but they're saying that as far as how if you're still connected with this person, because for some of you, you're like, never again. And some of you are open to this, because it does feel as though this person they really want to make the changes. And what's coming through these cards is that that's what they're doing, okay? But Divine is saying, look at the signs. What was that? Isolation. This person might be in isolation at this time. So what I'm getting there is that they truly have canceled some stuff. Okay? They've truly canceled some people, situations, whatever. Okay? They are in isolation. This could also be regarding you. You might be like, I'm isolating myself from this person. So it just depends. Take it as however it resonates. But Divine is saying that if you are in a position now where you're deciding whether or not to move forward with this person or to give them another chance, and there's nothing wrong with doing that if you feel led to do that. Also, if you feel that you need to protect your heart at this time and be like, I'm going to isolate myself from this person and it's a no, then that's perfectly fine too. You do what resonates with you. But Divine is saying, look for the signs. Look at what they do. Their actions will let you know what they're really doing. Their actions will let you know if they are truly moving towards this Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. Because, I mean, we have the Lovers as well. So they really are, they want this to be their path of love and dedication with the Eight of Pentacles. And they want to do this in a way where they're building steadily. Okay? And they're doing it in a sweet way with the Page of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, they want to build unity with you. Okay? It's up to you. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with either choice that you make. It's what you feel led to do. But I'm just telling you what the cards are saying and what Spirit is saying in this reading. Okay? And please remember that not every reading is everyone's reading. So, all right. Let's see what guidance is coming through. Yeah, I wanna pull from this deck, and then we'll pull a Shaman's Dream. Oracle. Meditation. Yeah. So, you know, you're never going to go wrong when you bring your focus, your awareness back to spirit. Okay? You're never going to go wrong there. And that is the key to regulating your emotions through any transition or through any period of growth. In a career, in a relationship, or whatever. And I feel like that's what Spirit is encouraging you to do, is to focus on you. You know? It feels like it's this other person's time to go within, do the work. If you are giving them a chance, you can grow with them as long as they're growing, but also stay focused on you. Okay? Remain focused on the dreams, visions, and plans that you have, because that will always bring you to a space that's centered. So you never lose your footing, because a divine love will not require that you lose yourself. And that's such an important point. A divine love. So if this person is truly moving in the right direction, then as you move back to your center, your focus, and meditate on the blessings that divine is bringing through for you, then things will also grow with this being. 4141 on the timer. And 4 and 1 is 5. So that could be the change that's happening, where you are growing together. But truly, if this person is moving in the right direction, then as you remain centered and focused and aligned, divinely aligned with what's right for you, things will naturally manifest in a positive way with this person. Okay? And that's so beautiful, because either way, you remain focused and still getting whatever blessings are here for you. So it's a win-win. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Spirit. What else is coming through for this beautiful being? The moon. Yeah, look, it's the full moon though. So release any anxiety that you might have. Know that whatever needs to be revealed at this time will be revealed. And continue to connect with Spirit, with your intuition, with your divine healing gifts. Whatever healing gifts you have, whether it's reading tarot, whether it's or your clairs, also clairsentience, your feelings, your senses, your vision, whatever blessings divine has given you, use those for yourself. Don't forget to use your healing gifts for yourself, okay? Because a lot of times, like if you work with others, it's so easy to give, and then you realize, oh my goodness, I need some healing too. So take time to restore your energy and to connect with the divine. I feel like that's why this moon is coming through as well. You can connect with the moon's energy. Go outside and gaze at the moon, okay? I'll share what else is coming through for this beautiful being. Winter. Yeah, it's like a period of hibernation, so that you are able to protect your energy, okay? Rest, heal yourself, restore your energy, and whatever this other being needs to do, they need to do it. They need to put forth the initiative to do it. And if you want to support them, that's fine, but don't lose yourself in that. Okay? All right, one more from here. Seduction. I feel like there could be someone else seducing you. Is there someone else seducing this beautiful being? Queen of Wands and Death. So there's an energy here that's been trying to seduce you, but that's come to an end. Yeah, the world. Some games have come to an end. If someone here was playing games, whether it was this other being that you were involved with or another being, it could be a third party, or this could be indicating the person that has been canceled. This is just reiterating that something has been canceled. Okay, whatever seduction was going on here, it's come to an end. So there could have been a Queen of Wands here who was trying some things, trying to seduce either you or your person. Okay, that has come to an end with the Death card there. Confirmed by the World card. It's over. There are no more games being played. Now that doesn't mean that this other energy did not want to play games. If it's a third party, that does not mean that they didn't want to play games, but your person is moving in a direction where they're like, they are isolating themselves. I'm serious. They're like, I'm not having it anymore. I'm not playing games with people, because now they have an awareness that they didn't have before. They were acting very unconsciously, and now they see things. I told you, it's that crystal clear vision. They have it now. And so it's almost like they would feel allergic to living any other way than in truth. Now that they see the truth, they have to move towards the truth, or else they're not going to be happy at all. Like, they really regret what they've done, how they've been living. And they're starting to see also that it is because of unconscious patterns from childhood. Thank you, Spirit. What's the closing message for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Oh, we just did this one. Spirit of the River. Movement toward adventure. Ooh. See? Okay, so I already know what this one is. I'll read a little bit of it, but I love this one. You, first of all, you're completely intuitive. That came through. I was like, you're probably the more intuitive one, and yeah. But also you're balanced. It's not like you're like, oh, I'm only intuitive, I don't pay attention to logic. You do, okay, because it's all logic, you know, that's the swords in the tarot. So we need that too, but it's just that you live more intuitively. That's more your home, is your intuition. You vibe there so beautifully. And so you realize now that that is such a strong aspect of who you are, and it's what brings you healing. Your intuition brings you healing, but it also brings healing to others, because I want you to hear this. What has opened up your person's eyes to this clear vision is something that you said. Because something that you said, it's like you predicted it. You let them know, listen, if you keep playing these games, basically you're allowing people to eat away at your energy, or, you know, to discard your blessings or something like that, you said. And then they started to notice that a person who was trying to use them, they know, I feel like it happened with their money. That's what it is. Because remember, it came through that they started making more money. Their money started flowing better once they cut a person off. So that's exactly what it was. This person started noticing that the money was getting funny. And they're like starting to make the connection, like, wait a minute. When I mess with this person, or when I give them too much of my energy, the numbers ain't adding up over here in the bank account, okay, or something like that. Or it could have been an opportunity that they didn't get, right? And so when they stopped, oh, my robe falling off. And you know, this is purple, this is royalty. This person does not feel royal when they don't have that alignment. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Spirit. So Divine wants you to know that it is your intuition that heals. so deeply. It not only heals you, but it heals people around you. And so guard your intuition, like peacefully, you know, not like from fear, but protect your intuition, because it is a gold mine. It is a gold mine. It really is. It's a gold mine in that it helps people to realize how to be more abundant, how to be more whole within themselves, right? And another thing is, you're not afraid to delve deep, to dive deep. Now, this person, when you first told them these things, they could have acted like, whatever. You know, I'm all about the logic, right? Go somewhere with your intuition. They may have done that. And that can be very hurtful, because it's like, when you're an intuitive being, your intuition is like, it's your soul, right? It's you. And so they rejected that, but they've experienced a plenty of rejection because they rejected the greatness that you brought them. And so they're learning their lessons. Trust, they are learning their lessons. But also, I'm just kind of winging it with this because it's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. 5111 on the timer. You're moving towards adventure, both on an individual level, but also what's coming through is that there are really beautiful blessings for you if you choose to walk this path. And remember, this is a collective reading, so Divine is saying to look for the signs. If things do not add up with this person, if they are making promises and then breaking them, see what you're seeing. Like, don't tell yourself, oh, it's okay. No, you're not doing that anymore. You're not playing any games. Realize what it is that they're doing by honoring what you see. Okay? And hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Yeah. But you have a beautiful spirit. You have a beautiful intuition. And it is truly going to open up so many doors for you. It's going to continue to open up so many more doors for you because you've got the magic. That is for sure. You've got the magic. And you are also on point with your predictions. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, beautiful being. I'm so grateful that you did. Thank you, thank you. I hope that this reading brought you some insight and some good vibes, and also some peace, you know? Yes, a nice peaceful flow. And I love you, and I wish you peace, joy, and so many blessings. Take care.